Hey everyone, welcome. Let's jump right into today's explainer. Today we're taking on a topic that, let's be honest, feels like pure magic to some and incredibly frustrating to others: search engine optimization. If you've ever stared at your website analytics and just wondered, why on earth are my competitors getting all the traffic? Well, you are in the right place. We're going to demystify the complex, sometimes totally chaotic world of SEO. And to do that, we're using a really fascinating case study. We've pulled data, service catalogs, and pricing from an agency called First Page Ranks to build the ultimate blueprint. By deconstructing their approach, we're going to see exactly how digital visibility is built, literally from the ground up.
It's the million-dollar question, right? What exactly does an SEO agency do all day? I mean, when you look at the source material from First Page Ranks, you're hit with this massive encyclopedic service catalog. We're talking hundreds of line items here, from keyword mapping all the way to penalty recovery. It can absolutely look like this overwhelming wall of tech jargon. But today, we're pulling back the curtain. We're going to translate that massive menu of services into a totally logical blueprint so you can see the exact gears turning behind the scenes to push a website right to the top of the search results.
So here's our roadmap for today. We've organized all this into 5 core pillars. First, the Page 1 philosophy. Second, technical and on-page foundations. Third, building off-page authority. Fourth, winning the local search. And finally, number 5, the real cost of SEO.
All right, let's get into it. Section 1, the Page 1 philosophy. You see, before an agency touches a single line of code or writes a single blog post, there has to be a solid strategy. First Page Ranks anchors their entire philosophy on what's known as white hat SEO. Basically, this means using ethical, search engine-approved strategies. It's all about focusing on truly original content and understanding exactly what the user is actually searching for, their intent. The whole goal here is to improve your rankings without risking those dreaded algorithmic penalties. True professional SEO, it's not about chasing aggressive, risky, short-term spikes using spammy tactics. No way! It's about sustainable, long-term growth. It's about building an online presence that Google actually trusts and, more importantly, wants to show to its users.
Moving on to Section 2, Technical and On-Page Foundations.
Okay, so once that philosophy is locked in, the actual work begins on 2 main battlegrounds, and you really need to understand the difference between these two. On-page SEO is everything you directly control. We're talking your site structure, your written content, your meta tags, and your images. Think of it like how you build and organize your own house. Off-page SEO, on the flip side, is all about building external credibility. It's the backlinks, the digital PR, the social signals. It's essentially how the rest of the internet views and talks about your house. An agency has to master both, but, it always starts with what you can control.
But here's the kicker. Before anyone even reads your perfectly optimized on-page content, the search engine robots have to actually understand it. So the absolutely crucial point here is this invisible backend, the technical SEO. Our source outlines some really essential tactics. Things like XML sitemap creation, which is basically just handing a map of your site directly to Google. Then you've got page speed and performance, HTTPS security protocols, schema markup, which helps categorize your data, and fixing pesky things like broken links and canonicalization errors. And that just means telling Google which version of a page is the master copy. These are the foundational services that ensure search engines can properly crawl, index, and ultimately rank your website. Without this invisible layer, even the best content is, well, virtually invisible. Which brings us to Section 3, building off-page authority. All right, so your house is built, right? The plumbing works perfectly. Now, it's time to invite the neighborhood over through authority-building strategies. How exactly does an agency push a brand's presence out into the wider web? Well, this includes high-quality backlink building, basically getting other reputable sites to link back to yours. They also run digital PR and press releases, guest posting campaigns, and they even submit infographics and PDFs all across the web. They're constantly building brand mentions and citations. All of these off-page tactics work together in perfect harmony to build what we call domain authority. These are the crucial trust signals that search engines value super highly when they're deciding who gets that coveted #1 spot. But listen, off-page authority isn't just about standard websites anymore. The agency's catalog reveals this incredible, rapid-fire list of platform-specific optimizations. We're talking YouTube video tags and thumbnails, Twitter hashtag research, LinkedIn headline SEO, Instagram reel engagement, and even Pinterest board keyword targeting. It's wild, and it really shows the incredible breadth of a modern agency's scope. Because search engines absolutely look at social signals, and platforms like YouTube and Pinterest, they are massive search engines in their own right. Optimizing visibility across every major social platform is literally no longer optional. It is a core piece of the modern SEO puzzle.
Next up, Section 4, Winning the Local Search.
Now, let's zoom back in for a second. We've talked a lot about the global web, but for so many businesses, your most important customers are right down the street. Local SEO is directly responsible for driving actual physical foot traffic and phone calls, and the blueprint for this is incredibly structured. Step 1 is to claim and verify your Google Business profile. Step 2 is absolutely vital. Ensure NAP consistency. That means your name, address, and phone number are exactly the same across every single directory on the internet. Step 3 is targeting geo-specific keywords, so not just trying to rank for best coffee, but best coffee in downtown. And Step 4 is aggressively managing and responding to your local reviews. These logical, systematic steps are exactly what put a local business on the digital map.
And you know what the fascinating thing about these local tactics is? It's how they can be scaled. The source material lists a staggering geographical footprint, scaling local SEO across dozens of markets, literally covering everywhere from Ahmedabad to Zirichpur and everywhere in between. It proves that whether you're a single storefront or a massive franchise with 100 locations across the country, these hyper-local optimization strategies can be cloned and scaled nationwide to capture regional search traffic super efficiently.
Finally, we arrive at Section 5, the real cost of SEO.
So we've covered the philosophy, the technical backend, the off-page authority, and local strategies. But the burning question is always, what do all these comprehensive services actually cost? The sheer transparency here is fascinating. We've pulled actual numbers directly from the First Page Ranks pricing matrix to finally demystify the financial investment for you. You can see how specific tactics actually map to real rupee amounts. For instance, foundational keyword research and setup runs about 3,500 rupees a month. Ongoing technical SEO for indexing and speed, that's 7,000. Managing that crucial Google My Business local profile is 4,500. And higher effort campaigns like digital PR for media mentions sit right around 11,000 rupees. It really changes SEO from this vague mystery expense into a clear itemized menu.
But there's one specific number that really stands out here: 2,800 rupees. This is the monthly starting cost listed for off-page services like social bookmarking and company profile creation. I point this out to prove a much larger point. Professional, structured SEO is absolutely accessible for small businesses. You really don't need a massive corporate budget to start building your digital foundation. You can start small, secure your brand profiles, and naturally scale up as your organic traffic and revenue grow.
To wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with this provocative question drawn directly from their FAQs. Can SEO revive underperforming websites? Well, the data and the blueprint we just walked through suggest an overwhelming yes. By fixing those invisible technical errors, aligning your content with user intent, and building local and off-page authority, almost any digital presence has hidden potential just waiting to be unlocked. So take a hard look at your own website today. Are you leveraging these foundational steps, or are you just leaving traffic on the table? Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive, and I highly encourage you to go look at your own digital blueprint right now.